Hey everyone, welcome. It's great to see you here and thanks for being with us this evening. I'm Doug, I'm with the New York Tech Alliance, and joining us in a few minutes and all the way from London is our MC for tonight, Max Turing, founder of Startbook. For anyone joining us for the first time, the New York Tech Alliance is a nonprofit organization serving the incredibly diverse New York tech community. And at the core of our mission, we drive access, equity, and inclusion to make New York, the New York tech ecosystem, the most diverse and dynamic in the world. To learn more about us and how to get involved, visit our website at nytech.org. How many of you are attending the meetup for the first time? All right, quite a few. Nice. Typically, our meetups consist of founders who purely demo their tech and tell us what market opportunities they address. The format for this evening will be slightly different in that we partnered with Tech Incubator at Queens College and Accompany Capital. Tonight, you'll get to hear from the top 8 finalists of the TechImpact Startup Competition. The top 4 startups will be selected by a panel of esteemed judges right in the front row here, and each will receive $25,000. And, right? And you, the audience, will have a chance to vote for your favorite presentation. Max is going to elaborate on all of that in a few minutes. Thanks to our annual sponsors who help make events like this one possible. Each has a presence on our website. You can learn more about them and how they support our community by going to nytech.org/sponsors. I want to give a big shout out to both Civic Hall and our parent, the FedCap Group. If you're not aware of either organization, I encourage you to visit both their websites to learn more about the extraordinary work they're doing here to impact the lives of so many people in New York City and globally. And tonight's food and beverage is sponsored by Accompany Capital and provided by Eat Offbeat. Eat Offbeat is founded by Manal Kahi and her brother Wissam, both from Beirut, Lebanon. And they have an amazing story and a catering company that they built with the help of immigrants from across the globe. To learn more, visit their website at eatoffbeat.com. And lastly, we love and welcome support to help us produce and deliver our programming. 3 ways you can help include attend as many events as you can, both in person and online, become an individual or corporate member or annual sponsor, or simply make a small donation. You can do so by going to nytech.org/support_NYTA. Okay, with that, please extend a warm welcome to Max Turing, founder of Startbook. Max is going to take it from here.
Thank you very much, Doug. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. I actually flew in from London last night and literally, thank you. And I've actually been working with the team at Accompany Capital and the Tech Incubator at Queen's College since December to bring you this event. So it's been a lot of hard work and there's been a lot of people involved, but it's been incredibly exciting. And we're really interested to see these pictures here tonight and see how these founders have developed since December when we first met them. Just so you know a bit about me and who I am, I'm also a founder like many of you in the room. I run a company called Startbook, which helps run pitch competitions and also works with incubators and accelerators. And you can view all the pitch profiles of the startups tonight by going to tsc.startbook.app or scanning the QR code. And you'll be able to follow through, read about the pitches, read more about the founders. And if you want to, get in touch with them, give some feedback, perhaps connect someone with someone that could help. So what is the TechImpact Startup Competition? Clues in the name. We're looking for visionary founders and startups with a commitment to innovation who are going to impact the world at scale. And these are all NYC founders, so from the 5 boroughs of New York. There's 4 categories tonight: health and wellness, B2B innovations, community betterment, and financial empowerment. And as Doug said, in each category, there's a $25,000 prize. We started off with 117 applications in December. We had a quarterfinals that whittled them down until we got to the semi-finals of the final 16. And then today you are seeing the final 8 pitch. So it really has been a process. These are our final 8 startups and founders who will be shortly pitching to you. But before we get to the founders, I just wanted to introduce our judges. Oh, actually, no. We want to introduce, before we get to the judges, we actually want to introduce Yanki and Ying. Yanki, do you want to come to the stage? Who have actually been the masterminds behind this whole competition. Yanki, over to you to introduce Accompany Capital.
Yeah, Yes, thank you. Thank you, Max. And hello, Ying. How are you feeling today, this evening? Good evening, everyone. I am so delighted to be here and excited to hear from those 8 finalists. So I'm curious to know who among you actually participated and were one of those 117. If you could raise your hand so we can celebrate you and applaud you. I just see one hand up. I can't believe that. So as Max pointed out, it's incredible. I can't believe it. But Ying, we started with 117 participants, and we're down to 8 entrepreneurs who will have an opportunity to compete and get prizes up to 100 plus the 5th prize, People's Choice Award of $5,000. A little bit about Accompany Capital. We are a community lender. We specialize in making loans, and you're not going to believe this, range from as small as $1,000 up to $350,000 to underserved entrepreneurs. With the help of our excellent staff, very talented, and some of them are here with us today, we've made over 60 million in loans. Very impressive, and 85% has been repaid. So our clients range from someone who comes in, borrows $2,000 to rent a chair at a hair-braiding salon or a cafe that has 3 locations. And in the gift bags for the judges, we've also include a coffee product they make, and they supply Trader Joe's. So a little bit about how this all got started. I met Ying a few years ago, and it was obvious our missions aligned. And it developed into a partnership, and now we have this wonderful event. And through Ying, I got to meet the terrific Binette and was introduced to NY Tech Meetup. And here we are this evening. But before I go any further, just so you know, so because we have the range of loans up to $350,000, I look forward to future events with tech startup companies, and hopefully we can support you with access to credit as you make your entrepreneurial journey. And thank you to our terrific judges, and a shout out to our board member, Michelle Danso, and also a shout out to Peter Brest. Peter was one of the first board members who signed up to work with us when we were a startup ourselves. Welcome again, and this is going to be a very exciting event. And over to Ying.
Yeah, when Yanki told me that she wanted to support tech startups, I was very excited because funding is such a critical element for the survival of any tech startups. And I'm thrilled and honored to collaborate with Accompany Capital and start on this remarkable journey. And I want to thank Doug from NY Tech Alliance to orchestrate this event so that you can all be here to enjoy this beautiful venue. And a big thank you to all the mentors, advisors, and all the judges. At Tech Incubator at Queens College, we embrace human-centered and community-based approach, leverage emerging technologies to empower entrepreneurs and startup companies. Our mission is to transform innovative ideas into thriving businesses, catalyze economic growth, enrich communities, and together build a better future for us all. To all the finalists, your spirit and the passion to improve lives of the world, to improve all the lives in the world, we commend you. That was very commendable. And we are very proud to be part of your journey. And as you present tonight, remember, you're not just competing, you're actively shaping a better tomorrow. And I wish the best for all of you in your entrepreneurial endeavor. And we're excited to see where your paths lead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ying. Thank you so much, Yanki. Really appreciate that. So So now we're going to just briefly introduce our judges. So I'm actually going to go down the line here. So Daria, if you wouldn't mind grabbing the mic, and can we get the judges' mics up, please, in the back room? And would you mind just briefly explaining to the room a tiny bit about your background?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Daria Siegel. I'm a vice president at the New York City Economic Development Corporation. We're the city's economic development arm. And I lead our tech portfolio, where we support the growth of the tech sector, particularly with a focus on equity, diversity, and inclusion, making sure everyone has access to great tech opportunities in New York.
Hi, everybody. Thrilled to be here. My name is Kurt Schulze, head of client delivery at Newton X, building a B2B market research business. Spent a number of years in the startup space. I was building a company in the e-commerce space that was sold to Pinterest. Before that, building a business, creating brands for influencers. Some wins, a lot of failures, a lot of learnings. Really thrilled to be here and be part of this amazing community. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Gosh, it's hard to follow. I'm Michelle Danso. I'm the global head of trade and legal at Man Group. It's an asset management firm. My other job is sitting on the board with Peter and working with Yanki. I'm the secretary of Accompany Capital board.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Cynthia Cleto from Mount Sinai. I lead the outreach and entrepreneurship group at Mount Sinai Innovation Partners. So what we do at MSIP is that we take all of the technologies that researchers, clinicians produce, that could be drugs, devices, digital health, help protect, patent them, and then commercialize them. We have our own startups, so you guys, all the founders and everybody that's working in the startup world, you're very close to our hearts. Thanks for being here tonight.
Hi, everybody. My name is Simone Tarantino. I'm the co-founder and chief operating officer for Jotto.ai, which happens to be one of the sponsors of the New York Tech Alliance. New York adopted, been here 24 years, and grew with the ecosystem and within the ecosystem. I mentor company, I work with company, invested in company, bought company, sold company, and stuff like that. And very happy to be here.
Thank you very much to our judges, a very diverse panel and an incredibly talented panel, so thank you so much for giving up your time. Just so everyone's aware in the room, this is the criteria that our judges are going to be looking at tonight. So the quality of the business idea, the business viability, the technology and innovation used in the business, the potential for impact that the business has, the credibility of the founder and team, the use of the prize money and how they intend to use the grant, and the quality of the pitch and the delivery. And the reason we mention this is because, as mentioned before, there is an audience award as well. So you are all judges. It's not just our esteemed panel here, but you all will be deciding who gets the 5th award, the audience award, which I think is the best award, actually, because it's who is the most popular with the whole room. Keep your thinking caps on. Keep alert to who you think deserves this, and we'll be asking you at the end, once you've seen all 8 pitches, to vote. And we'll announce that at the end alongside the other prizes. But without further ado, I think it's time to kick off the pitches. First of all, could we have Fiki come to the front? Thank you. Round of applause. Fiki, whenever you're ready, feel free to start, and we'll start your timer.
Okay. On the hit TV show New Amsterdam, Dr. Max Goodwin tried to solve the disposable glove problem. I wish we could have met back then because he didn't have the answers, but I do. Hello, everyone. My name is Fiki Mthwalo. I'm from a little-known landlocked nation called Lesotho. Every year, 200 billion gloves end up in landfills, and they'll take 200 plus years to break down, posing an environmental hazard. Now, that is 5.5 billion gloves per month, 300 years, which means by the time your grandkids show up, they'll still be hanging around, their children and their grandchildren's grandchildren. So I agree with Dr. Max. We have a problem. Enter glubbs, biodegradable nitrile gloves developed with climate-smart tech that take 3 to 5 years to break down, significantly lessening the environmental impact. Accessible both online and through wholesale channels, they offer a readily available, sustainable solution. According to BCC Publishing's 2020 report, the total addressable market for disposable gloves is projected to reach $28 billion by 2025. The serviceable addressable market, which is nitrile specific, is $15 billion. And in 5 to 6 years, we aim to capture 1% of that, $15 million. Now, I know that's a big number, and I've taken global stats here because I'm a global citizen. This is a global issue, and it should be viewed with a global perspective. So our Shopify store serves as our digital flagship, and our wholesale channels serve businesses. With average profit margins ranging from 43 to 54%, our pricing strategies ensure sustainability and profitability. I'm happy to share that glubbs is currently at its revenue phase, generating $8,000 since launching at the end of October 2023, with 250 DTC customers and 10 B2B clients. This year, our goal is to generate $1 million in revenue by securing contracts with high-volume glove users, such as hospitals. This is where we feel like we'll make the most impact, driving down our COGS and allowing us to sell gloves by the pallet. Assuming $1 million with a 300% annual growth rate DTC, a 250% B2B annual growth rate, that puts us at just over $150 million by 2028. With my prize money, I would get certificates and compliance, namely for FDA registration, marketing and awareness, trade show registration and marketing materials, third, team expansions, putting together a commission-based sales team to grow the business, and lastly, operations, utilities, warehousing, and subscriptions. Now, I'm a solopreneur, and I rely heavily on my advisory team. Abiola covers finances and strategy. Leba does the science. John DiPaola, a Shark Tank all-star. We're working on a licensing deal currently. And, of course, the VMT team and Michael Gensler, without whom this pitch would not exist. To leave you, I would like to give you one of our company values, which is do more good than harm. We understand that we're part of the single-use product challenge, but our gloves breaking down in 3 to 5 years, as opposed to 200 plus years, is a step in the right direction. If you are interested, we are raising pre-seed round right now, our pre-seed round right now of $250,000, and would appreciate any introductions to angel investors that would be keen on this venture. And we're also looking for distribution. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to talking to you later. Oh, right.
Thank you so much, Fiki. We're now going to move over to the judges' Q&A. Judges, you've got 5 minutes to ask Fiki any of your questions.
Hi, Fiki. Thank you so much for your presentation. I'd love to hear about your background and why you're uniquely qualified to deliver this.
Like I said, I come from Lesotho, and I have a background in theater. I don't know if that was obvious, but I have a background in theater. I came here to get my master's at NYU in that. But during the pandemic, I really wanted to do something useful. I come from a very pristine country, a formerly pristine country, Lesotho, but now it's suffering with industrialization, polluting our water supply. So I'm very sensitive to that. And when COVID came around, I didn't have access to any eco-friendly PPE. And so it was a pain point for me. So I decided I was going to bring this product to market. I am passionate about the environment. I think it's our collective home, and we need to care more about it. I also think for our animal friends, we owe it to them not to be polluting the environment at the rate that we are, especially with our addiction to plastic. And the healthcare sector is a great place to start for that.
Great job. This really resonates with me. I'm a big composter, so it's really important to help the planet. Question for you. What's the difference between Climate Smart Tech and Showa's Tech, your next largest competitor, in terms of does one have a leg up on the other? What's the difference?
That's a great question. And they are our direct competitors for a reason, in that the technology is the time that it takes to biodegrade is the same. The technology will have its nuances. Now, Showa has, I think, about 270 patents. I'm not really sure about the chemical composition of their gloves in comparison with ours. But in terms of the way the gloves function and the way they break down and behave in the landfill setting, it's pretty much the same. Where I feel we have an edge over Showa is that this is our main focus. Showa also produces a lot of gloves that aren't medical grade, not medical grade, but that aren't biodegradable. And also they come in at a higher price point. They're on average about $17, $18, and we're between $12 and $13 per box.
Thank you so much. Great presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
I have a question about your go-to-market strategy. You're looking for distributors. Can you elaborate on how you will monetize your idea and let it grow?
So in terms of B2B and wholesale, products like gloves tend to be part of a very tight-locked distribution system. And so when it comes to hospitals, they've got their way of doing things, their system of getting products into their shelves or into their hospitals. The way that I know right now to break into that is with their distributors. Hospitals tend to not want a lot of friction. They tend to want to order from one vendor and get everything. So my job is to make the transition for them as easy as possible. That involves getting into their distribution system and stream for a supply chain. That's one of the things. The second thing is to get scale. I think they're very price sensitive, obviously, and I think once we can get to a place of scale, we can compete with what they have right now. And so it's like that fine balance where it's, okay, we need a hospital first to get the manufacturer to give us the scale so that the cut in margins doesn't basically tank us as a business. Yeah, that's our plan.
Thank you very much. Do we have another question from the judges? Great. Well, thank you very much, Fiki. Round of applause. Next up, we've got Vitali. So can Vitali come to the front, please? There you go. Round of applause for Vitali.
Hi guys, my name is Vitali. I'm a CEO and founder of PIGPUG Health. We work on AI-powered neurofeedback solution for kids with attention deficit and for autistic kids. You probably understood that we do something with the brain. Okay, there is a huge problem, ladies and gentlemen, attention deficit and autism. And 1 in 10 US kids are diagnosed with attention deficit, 1 in 36 are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. The prevalence is growing, and more than that, more than 50% of autistic kids, they have attention deficit. And this is my personal story. I have been diagnosed with autism since I remember myself. And right now, my mission is to help these kids to be more socialized, more productive, to live a better life. And current treatment strategies, it's a medication, it's a psychological and behavioral interventions, and solutions based on neurofeedback. And solutions based on neurofeedback has promise if the right tools will be developed. And we developed these tools. And you could see on my head, it's a classic at-clinic neurofeedback. It's very clunky, it's hard to reach, you have to go to the clinic, and it's high cost. No more this clunky neurofeedback. We bring neurofeedback to homes. It's a family experience, it's a PIGPUG neurofeedback. I'll show you a device during the question. It's comfortable, it's affordable, and it's engaging. It consists of 4 parts, not just the device. It's more software than hardware. It's a telemedicine platform. It's AI personalized content. We develop gaze with AI. It's a special designed EEG headset and AI-driven diagnosing. We have done paid pilot study with more than 40 kids. We have tested before and after 10 sessions, and we could see the 5-time in average increase in sustained attention. Competitive advantage is unique hybrid software and hardware. We do personalized AI content. It's a device, it's an easy-to-use device, and we do coherence and synchrony training for non-verbal autistic kids. Market entry strategy, we will go through neurofeedback practitioners. More than 50,000 neurofeedback therapists across the United States. We have contact more than 200. And the total addressable market more than 70 billions. Business model is B2B2C. It's like a middle B, it's a neurofeedback practitioners, 2 plans, basic and custom, with or without trainer, and a really affordable device. Okay, we will use price money for manufacturing our devices, for buying parts and 3D printing components. What we have right now, we have done more than 10 rounds of iterations of prototyping our device. We are developing games. We have initial recurring revenue. We have doing pre-ordering campaign, and we are ready for pilot manufacturing. This is a team. We called it Fantastic Four. I'm a technical co-founder with successful exit. Anna is neurosurgeon and neuroscientist. We have 2 neurofeedback practitioners with more than 30 years in common in their practice. This is a team of developers, designers, medical doctors. I'm really proud of my team. This is, by the way, our tech impact. You could read it as like in different areas. And we are raising right now 1.5. Please contact us. And in case you have a question, why PIGPUG Health? There is a Yale research, but generally speaking, Mrs. Pig and Mr. Pug will help kids with attention deficit and autism to live a better life. They are superheroes, to be more socialized and productive. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vitali. Great job on the presentation.
Thank you.
Question for you, and I like the pig and pug. That's very cute. Is there intellectual property involved in this, and do you have a patent coming?
Yes, patent pending. Where is this? Patent pending, by the way, like in a couple months, we will have a patent for our device. Let me show you, by the way. It's just from home, from comfortable chair with mom. We're doing this for kids. Just you could listen music. Just put like that, but if you want to turn your brain engine on, take these bands, we read brain signals from the frontal lobes and just start working with your brain. Start teaching, start learning, start growing.
You look very tracky, by the way. The next thing I had a question about is, how much is reimbursable via the CPT code, and is this going to be sustainable for the company?
Yes, right now, more than 30% is reimbursable. Insurance companies started actively reimbursing this type of treatment since the COVID, and this is why we are in a good time, in a good place. And we think the reimbursement for this type of treatment to CPT codes will grow during the next couple of years.
Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I think it's a real gift, this product you're bringing. Can you share a bit more about your approach to driving engagement with your customer base and a bit about content generation?
Yes. By the way, not only neurofeedback practitioners, we are right now partnering with autistic parents communities across the United States. We have partnered with North California and New York, and we collect the feedback from them. And regarding the AI content, we have done some study, and people who have been using neurofeedback said, like, listen, it's a little bit boring, even at clinic. And we use AI very actively. We use AI as a generative AI and as a machine learning. A machine learning for diagnosing and generative AI to create content on the fly per request. It's going to be some like a exclusive, unique content every session to avoid be boring like one game, like you have to play it like every day.
Incredible, thank you.
Thank you.
Have you calculated what is the long-term value of your customer, sorry for calling customers, and what are your margins based on also the reimbursement code?
Yeah, we answering, thank you for the question, by the way, but we answer these questions like that. We train our body, like from time to time, not all of us, but I hope, yes. And we have to train our brains from time to time. And by the way, this type of devices will be in every home soon, like our phones, like a wristbands, like an Apple Watch. We could read the same brain, like the same parameters from these devices plus EEG. And it really depends on the case, because right now we focused on kids with autism. For example, for nonverbal kids, It will take 6 months until kids start talking, and you could use it like up to whole life. Like it means like it's nature way to train your brain. We make it portable, comfortable from home, just and engaging. That's the idea to use it. But we recommend if autistic kids start using this at least 3 months with therapist, just to understand what's going on, and then you could use it. You could just go on basic and use our platform, and it's going to be new content, and just pay for the platform, and that's it.
Sorry, I have one question.
Please.
So in your sample, how long as a kid, so let's say you have an autistic child, how long have you sampled this? Have you worked with practitioners for maybe a year or two? How long has this been, have you been working on this?
First of all, we have 2 co-founders, neurofeedback practitioners, and they have been working more than 30 years in common. And we have our own, with our working prototypes, couple years. It's a long story, and yeah, we are here to help.
Great. Any more questions, judges? No? Thank you very much, Vitali. Well done on your pitch. Can we get Summer to the stage? Round of applause for Summer as well. So when you're ready, Summer, feel free to kick off and we'll start your timer.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. My name's Summer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of PolyDub, and we help businesses take their videos and podcasts global. I grew up in a household where my parents weren't comfortable with English. I often ended up being the one who would explain to them what they just read or watched. Now, this isn't unusual in the United States. In fact, my family's 4 out of the 66 million people in the US who don't speak English at home. And today, businesses know that videos are a key way to reach their audience. But the audience for those videos is limited to the fraction of the world who understands the language that the videos were originally produced in. And so a business that wants to reach a broader audience can either recreate their content in different languages in-house, or they can hire a translation agency and voice actors, but both of these are expensive and time-consuming options. And so that's why we built PolyDub. Now, PolyDub uses AI to help businesses dub their content smarter, faster, and cheaper so that they can create their videos once, and then they're ready to go out to a global audience. Okay, so here's an example of PolyDub in action for one of our customers, GoFinity. I'll play just the first 10 seconds of each video so that you can hear the quality of our solution. So here's the original in English.
Hi, I'm Allison, Director of Research and Development at GoFinity. In this short video, I'm going to cover 4 key points regarding the science behind our products. First,
Okay, and here's the dub in Spanish.
Hola, soy Allison, Directora de Investigación y Desarrollo en GoFinity. En este breve video voy a tratar 4 puntos clave sobre la ciencia detrás de nuestros productos. Primero, cómo crear.
So as you can hear, we're actually able to preserve Allison's voice, so that sounds like she's the one who's speaking Spanish. In 2021, the global market for video localization was $5 billion, and that's largely from traditional production methods like translation agencies and voice actors. We see a huge opportunity for PolyDub to target a portion of the 60,000 multinational corporations and of the 330 million small, medium-sized businesses in the world who want to reach employees and customers in different countries. And beyond businesses, we also see opportunities to target online courses and video creators. Today, we offer 3 products: video dubbing, podcasts, and subtitles, and we charge per minute of content. Compared to what our customers tell us that they're currently paying, our price is lower and our turnaround time's much faster. It typically takes anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours to run content through our AI pipeline, depending on how much content's getting run. Based on conversations we've had with our early pilot customers, we expect our annual contract size per enterprise customer to be between $30,000 and $100,000. We launched PolyDub, or we started PolyDub, I should say, last June, and in the past 8 months, we've collected $10,000 in revenue from paid pilots from 10 customers. We've signed a $15,000 letter of intent with an e-learning company, and last month, we just finished onboarding our first Fortune 500 company who expects to spend $25,000 this year. Our team comes from a background of tech and AI, but we're also all immigrant founders who understand the impact that language barriers can have. I previously led AI products at Snap and Microsoft, Kenneth, our CTO, is an experienced tech director formerly at Peloton and OneSignal. And Q, our COO, has been an operational and product leader at Snap and Walmart. Up to now, we've been bootstrapped and supported by angels. $25,000 from TechImpact would enable us to hire engineering contractors to scale our platform, deliver on our LOI, support a self-serve offering, and test different go-to-market channels. Thanks so much. We invite you to come to our stand after the pitches to check out some more demos. And if you or anyone you know is trying to take your content global, we'd love if you reached out. Thanks so much.
Over to our judges again.
Great presentation, Summer.
Thank you.
Same question as before. Is there intellectual property for this?
I'd say we're using a combination of the state of the art in terms of the models in our pipeline. We've got different models for each step of running content through our pipeline. And then we've, around those models, built our own systems to be able to both integrate directly into our customer systems if they have large amounts of content, as well as have our UI. And we don't say have patents available, but it's the way we've, I think, approached this problem and solved the problem is unique, and we hope that that can keep differentiating us.
Great. And second question, who is the actual customer in the companies that you're targeting?
Yeah, so it tends to be digital content teams. Like the content teams at companies might be marketing teams in some cases, might be like for an e-learning company, the teams that are actually producing those videos and content and training, et cetera.
How easy is to use a product for, let's say, a large corporate with a lot of content?
Yeah, so our goal is to make it as easy as possible. Essentially what the process looks is we take in their videos or scripts or podcasts, and then we run it through our pipeline. If they want just the end result, we can provide them just the end result. If they want to be able to edit the end result, then we also have an editing interface where they can make essentially changes to the translation, to the timing, if they have maybe their own localization team to check things over. Super user-friendly UI, but some also have just asked to be completely hands-off. They say, just give us an API, and we'll plug in our content and get the end result out, and we can do that too.
Do you think there's a risk from big tech? Do you think there's a risk from big tech businesses building this themselves? And what is your differentiator, given the sizable dev teams that can probably build something similar?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely a lot of the big tech companies are working on technology like this. YouTube is an example. And so that's actually one of the reasons why, I'm trying to go to one of our appendix slides. Okay, one of the reasons why we're targeting the kind of corporate B2B space. And platforms like, say, YouTube or TikTok, they would only make their dubbing solution available to videos on their site, like YouTube or TikTok. We found that e-learning platforms, corporate customers, they all have their training, their content on their own platforms. They're not putting their internal content on YouTube, for instance. And also corporate customers have their set of specific needs that they need. They need these APIs to be able to integrate with their systems. They'll want some sort of feature-specific customizations. And I'd say the segment we're targeting is, I think, different from where the big tech companies tend to be targeting with their solutions. And the last one is just quality. We found that the B2B requirement tends to be higher, whereas for YouTube, for instance, they won't have the option to have a professional translator look over your solution because they can't at that scale when they're doing billions of videos. Whereas we're able to, if a company requests, have a professional translator still look over the results. So where we can customize our workflows, where AI does the first pass and then humans do the next pass, or we can just provide them the automated solution. So we're a very flexible solution in that sense.
You've answered the question I had, but a follow-on to that is, how do you even decide your client base? So let's say some of us are potential clients. How do you go about even approaching this? What's your thought process to selecting the clients and the process? I know you've got a few seconds, but just thinking through your client base and how you even get there with them and get into the room and having conversations with them.
Yeah, so in terms of finding and selecting our clients, we've largely been looking at clients with a large volume of video or a regular, steady amount of content, because then they keep using us, subscribing to us, and we're also able to iterate on our product faster and really just have a more sustainable business if they have a much more regular content stream. So that's why we've really focused in on e-learning as an initial segment. That's been quite promising, and then just marketing content teams as another. But it's also a space we're still exploring in terms of go-to-market and exactly who would find this most useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simone. So next up, we've got Marcelo. So here you go, Marcelo. Round of applause for Marcelo.
Thank you. My dad is a contractor here in the city. He has multiple job sites, but he has even more workers that he has to shuffle between them. And a problem that he has every week is that he has to spend hours going through these paper timesheets that are filled with misinformation, errors, and even fraud. Why do contractors still use these timesheets that are antiquated in 2023? There are these solutions, but they don't work for our environment. Construction site is dusty, connected devices still require Wi-Fi, and there's no Wi-Fi in construction sites. As a software engineer myself, I made my own device that does not require Wi-Fi. It's super portable, have it right here, and has a super easy user interface. And like I said, it's Wi-Fi independent, along with the web app for users to manage the job sites, to enroll their workers, and activate, deactivate each device. In 2023, we reached 200 clients here. They're all from New York. 3,000 daily workers clocking in and out daily. And I made revenue of $170,000. What differentiates me from competitors such as attendance systems like Gusto and ADP is that they charge you per worker, whereas I charge for active job sites and not for the number of workers that my clients may have. A worker may have 10 to 15 workers, that's a small client, and they'll be paying over $100 for just that many clients. But we are moving to a software-only solution because I will no longer have to build a device. And most importantly, everybody has a smartphone in their pocket. All the workers do. Also, I can offer more solutions to my clients, all via software and updates that come over time. For example, we could offer tier services like basic, better, and best. Time management, which we already do very well. Communication that will bring the job site closer to the office, since the job sites are not near the offices. And recruitment. Finding better workers is very important for our clients. Time and time again, we get calls from our clients telling us, hey, Mark, we are starting a new job site in 2 weeks, 2 million square feet, and we need 10 workers to start. Where do we get those 10 workers? In 2 weeks? From LinkedIn? I don't think so. TimeStat can help. We can notify workers when somebody finishes a job site and somebody else starts a new job site. We can notify workers that are waiting. Hey, here's a new job site in 2 weeks. Take a look, contact this guy. And we'll use the prize money to contract some developers to bring this app full to speed by this summer, and marketing. I ask for any advice that you may have. Thank you.
Super, super interesting. I'm just confused about one detail. You said you have clients,
yes,
but you need money to develop the app. is for an upgrade, for added features and stuff. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. As of now, I've built the device and I have a web application, desktop, like for your laptops. I am working on a mobile app, iOS, Android.
This is right, like informal population, so that's great.
Exactly.
Question for you is, what does compliance look like?
Compliance to me means obeying the laws, whatever.
No, meaning, so the people that are supposed to be checking in on the app, are they actually doing that? And what percentage of people are doing the attendee, right? The check mark, I attended today.
So in a construction site, like I mentioned, today everything is pen and paper because of the lack of Wi-Fi, the lack of connectivity on the job sites. All my clients that are using this, they're using it and it works because they pay me. Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question, if you want me to elaborate on it.
Are they actually logging in and out?
The clients do, the contractors log in and out. The workers, they only clock in and out, as of now.
Can you share a bit more about your growth strategy?
Okay, this all started as a side project. And I was fortunate that my dad works in the industry. So growing up, I was around construction and I know how it works. And I grew basically through word of mouth because from day one, when I had my first prototype, I went to the job sites and I started enrolling my dad's workers. And the plumber saw me. And then the tile man saw me. And I like that. I need that. I have 2 or 3 more job sites. And that's how I grew. Moving forward, that's how I wish to use part of the prize money to have somebody to help me grow to scale as a business. That is something that I lack.
We still have 3 minutes. Question for you. You said one of the things you could help with is finding the best workers. How are you vetting workers?
Our clients vet the workers because projects, say a building, the smallest project will last a few months. Large projects, they last a year, 2 years. And I know who is clocking in where, when, how long. I know what their roles are. And I know when clients finish a job site, they deactivate that device. When a new client starts a new job site, they create or activate it again. Like I said, I charge them for active job sites, not for the number of workers that they have.
So do you get access to the workers' data by any chance? So when I know the client is let's say maybe the construction manager, but the people who are going in and clocking in and all that, do you have their data? Do you keep them anywhere? Do you may utilize that data in the future?
I don't utilize it. It's encrypted. I don't have the worker's last name. Okay. But I do know the roles. I know there's a carpenter, but I don't know the carpenter's name.
Okay.
I know it's a painter, but I don't know the painter's name.
Okay, so data protection is all covered there because you don't get to see down the line who's on. Okay.
Is there any sort of compliance you have to consider with labor unions involved in these sort of?
Maybe I also need to get some legal advice on that. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Great. Thank you, judges. Unless there's another question? No? Thank you very much, Marcelo. Thanks very much. Have you got the clicker? Thanks very much. Yeah. He just loves devices so much, he wants to take them away from him. We're going to move on to pitch number 5 now. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce Sarah. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sarah Stowag, and I'm going to be presenting Lulo, which is a better way to shop for WIC benefits. So first up, I want you to meet Talia. Talia lives in Crown Heights, and she's the mom of infant twins. She also participates in the WIC program, which stands for Women, Infants, and Children. Now, WIC is a unique federal food benefit program because rather than a dollar amount, it mandates the exact brand, size, and types of food that Talia can get every single month. And as a result, grocery shopping can really be a struggle. For example, Talia can get the 18-ounce box of Cheerios, but she can't get the 10-ounce box. She can get the low-fat yogurt, but she can't get the whole milk yogurt. As a result, Talia is spending hours in the grocery store aisles meticulously scanning every single item just to figure out what's WIC eligible. Then she gets to the register, and she finds out that an item she got is the wrong size. The transaction freezes, the cashier is frustrated with her, and she can hear people in the growing line behind her talking about her using public benefits. She just wants to get out of that store as quickly as possible, and she often leaves without redeeming all the benefits she can get. And that means the vendor is also losing a sale after all that commotion. Now, this terrible grocery shopping experience contributes to why WIC is a vastly underutilized federal food benefit. Only about half of the 12 million people who are eligible for it are participating. Now, participation is high in year one, but as the WIC package changes from formula to foods, the economic value decreases while the cost of redeeming it increases, ultimately leading to drop-off. And this is where Lulo comes in. Lulo is an online grocery shopping platform for WIC that respects participants' time and dignity. All they have to do is place an order, pick it up, and they can swipe their eWIC card and be on their way. What we're doing is we're taking participants' benefit information and matching that with states' approved product lists and grocery store inventory so that we can build an order that we send to independent grocery stores for their employees to assemble. We're doing the hard work of figuring out which items are eligible so that Talia doesn't have to. All she has to do is pick up that bundle of WIC food, swipe her card, and she can be on her way. Now, so far, we've piloted Lulo and helped families in New York redeem over $1,000 in WIC groceries, and we also have a wait list of 100 families and counting who are eager to place an order with us. And I know what you're thinking, aren't there other online grocery shopping services out there? And you're right, but they can't be used with WIC, and more than that, they weren't designed with WIC participants in mind. What Lulo aims to do is maximize monthly food benefit redemption. Participants on average are only redeeming about 70% of their WIC food package. We also want to incentivize continued program participation by making it as easy as possible for families to redeem their benefits after that year one. Now, this low participation and low utilization rate results in $1 billion in WIC benefits that's going unredeemed every single year. Lulo wants to turn those dollars into food on families' tables and revenue for local businesses. And ultimately, we want to reinforce the proven outcomes of the WIC program itself, which are to reduce food insecurity and improve health for birthing parents and infants and children. We're serving as a customer acquisition tool for independent grocery stores who often don't have the resources to be able to meet their communities online. We're bringing them a consistent, non-price sensitive customer that is also predictable, and we're charging a 5% fee on that gross order volume that we're driving to their store. And we have ongoing partnerships with WIC offices in Brooklyn and the Bronx who are acquiring users for us at no cost. And we're the team to do it. We met at Blue Ridge Labs this past summer, and we cover every single discipline area. We have an engineer who's also a postpartum doula. Danny has a policy and practitioner background and has spent years helping our community access benefits. And I've spent the past few years helping families access benefits through a mobile app called Providers that 5 million households use to manage their SNAP and WIC. Now, we launched our first pilot with a grocery store in Q1 of this year. And with this Queens College support, we want to launch multiple other grocery pilots so that we can reach our goal of 50,000 Lulo orders by this time next year. So if you know someone that's in the grocery space or works at a CPG who might be interested in what we're doing, please come talk to us. We can make this mom's wish come true.
Great presentation, really interesting. I like the flow. And apologies for the ignorance. Is the WIC program national?
Yes, it's a federal food benefit program. It's administered by the USDA.
So how do you plan to expand across the nation?
Yeah, great question. So we're really starting in New York to really figure out the program and also what vendors need, but we're excited about the opportunity to expand to other urban areas that kind of look like New York and have similar relationships to independent grocery stores and things along those lines. So we're building out the case study here, and then the plan is to be able to make connections with other CBOs and players in the WIC space to really be able to expand beyond.
Can you share a little bit more about the onboarding process for vendors and in particular inventory and how you actually know what inventory they hold?
Yeah, great question. So we're integrating with vendors' POS systems to be able to get what all of the items that they have in that inventory. What's actually unique about the WIC program, though, is it's a guideline for, in order to participate in the program, it's a compliance guideline for vendors to be able to have a certain minimum stock requirement. So for each of those WIC eligible items, they have to have a minimum that's actually in stock in the store at any given time. What we're going to be able to do with our data is help keep those vendors in compliance with that, but that also means that there's going to be a significant amount of volume, and it lessens the pain of like current online grocery shopping, where you might have a bespoke product that's not in inventory. You have to go through the whole swap methodology. That same kind of problem doesn't exist in the same way with WIC grocery shopping.
You mentioned that it's mainly independent grocery stores you're working with. Is there a reason why the bigger ones, are they just not plugged into the WIC program at all?
Yeah, currently, so like I said, it's not a possibility to use WIC with on their online grocery stores right now. And the reason being is because it requires an online transaction to be able to, on those other platforms, and that's not a regulatory possibility with WIC right now. A e-WIC transaction must take place in person. So a lot of other vendors haven't, like larger companies and grocers, haven't really built out the tech to focus on the specific WIC participating group. And we're excited about the independent grocery space, especially because we've seen Snap come online, and Walmart is just a behemoth in taking all of that. And we're really excited about how do we keep that spend in our local communities.
Do you have to onboard every single grocery shop one by one?
Yeah,
and
also.
And how you plan to offset that?
Yeah, so it depends on the size of the grocery store. Right now, we're looking at stores that are independently owned, but part of our larger networks. For example, our first partner, Bravo Supermarkets, independently owned, so the store owner could be able to make the decisions to give us a try, but is part of a network of 60 to 70 different stores that will help us expand and be able to integrate to the POS system across those different stores.
Great job on the presentation. So the store owner, they have to put together the order for the person on the other side that's ordering via the app. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So their store employees are assembling the orders.
So that's a new role for them, right?
Yeah, so there's actually another company that's called Mercado that is focused on a higher income consumer. And what we've done actually is they're an online grocery shopping platform that also has that infrastructure of the employees of the supermarket being able to do that shopping, because they can do it the fastest. They know that place inside and out. They spend the most amount of time there. And so what we've actually done is, as we're pursuing different grocery partners, starting with those stores that already have the infrastructure in place and are familiar with that idea of our employees doing the picking and packing.
I'm just curious about feedback you've gotten from other supermarkets that you've spoken to.
Yeah, so some of those that don't have the infrastructure in place, it's a lot of space constraints, and also the labor market in general over the past few years has been super constrained. And so I think that when you're understaffed, it's really hard to be able to imagine something like this. But we're excited to bring those case studies to them and show this is how you can both serve your community and also drive some consistent revenue for a very margin positive participant.
Okay, looks like judges are happy. So thank you very much, Sarah. A round of applause. Next up, Tanya. So round of applause for Tanya as well, please.
Hi, I'm Tanya Kotor, founder and CEO of West by East, personalized cultural clothing at your fingertips. Before I dive in, I really like to paint a picture of why and how I'm building a $100 billion business. And it all starts with a story about Kavya. Kavya, like myself, is a first-generation Indian American raised on a steady diet of Bollywood movies. She's always envisioned herself as a traditional bride in a sari. But the shopping started, and so did the nightmare. Kavya quickly realized that she didn't have the time or money to travel back to the motherland, so she tried to look online, but when the outfit came, it looked nothing like what she saw on screen. Then she drove 2 hours to the nearest little India, Addison, Jersey, and when she walked in, she realized everything was incredibly marked up, outdated, and nothing fit her either. And that's how West by East was born. We built a solution that is transparent, reliable, and can be done from the comfort of your own home. Our customers can design their outfit, then they can use their phone to take their measurements virtually in 60 seconds from 2 pictures. And this allows us to obtain their avatar to create a 3D rendering of the complete outfit on their actual body. And here's a virtual fashion show of the customer's ghost mannequin. But this truly allows the customer to envision the final results. And here's the end results. Pretty cool, right? We are going after a $100 billion global TAM, and this involves multiple diasporas: South Asian, East Asian, African, and Middle Eastern. Our initial beachhead market is the fastest growing diaspora in North America, the South Asian diaspora, with $4.4 billion North American SAM. There are 8.5 million potential customers with over $100,000 in average household income, and with the 57% growth rate in the past 7 years, our customers have money and willing to spend it. So far, we sold over 1,500 units with a $3,500 AOV. We have a 60% gross profit margin and a $10,000 LTV. Our customers become lifelong customers. We've been fortunate enough to spend $0 on marketing today. We have a 50% direct referral rate, 25% repeat purchase, and another 25% from organic social media. So I'm sure you're wondering, there must be competitors. Yes, but what really sets us apart is that we have a lower price point starting at $250. We incorporate an AI tailor for that perfect fit. We have a 3D product configurator so our customers can personalize their garments, and we have IP. I'm in the process of filing a provisional patent for the design and assembly. 2024 roadmap and use of funds, raising $1.2 million. To do a few things, Q2, we'll be launching a new website, Q3, scaling marketing, and Q4, optimizing manufacturing. If I win this pitch, which I hope I do, the $25K will be going towards purchasing an automated cutting machine. The machine itself allows us to reduce waste significantly, no inventory, no returns, and a 1-week turnaround time. Right now, we can only produce 360 units a year. With funding, we'll be able to produce 36,000 units a year. That equates to $14 million in revenue. Myself and my team, we have a combined 50 years of experience in luxury fashion, manufacturing, operations, hard tech, and AI. As I mentioned, I'm raising $1.2 million to become the market leader. I have 350K closed. I already have believers. The question is, do you all believe in me? Do you believe in the business? Do you believe in sustainably preserving cultural heritage? If so, scan the QR code and connect with me afterwards. Thank you.
A wonderful pitch. Thank you so much. I spent some time in the e-commerce space, and the biggest headache we had was returns. Can you share a little bit more about how you'll manage that?
Yeah, so we incorporated the AI tailor in the past year, and we've had 0 returns because the clothes are made for you, made to last, and it is also a policy on the website. There's no returns. We do have a size chart, so if you have extra small to XXL, that's an option, and that we will take returns.
Thanks for your presentation. I've never worn a sari, and now I want one. I'm curious about the $350K that you closed. Is that from fundraising, or is that from units sold?
It's fun fundraising. So right now, I have a few angels on board and a few micro VCs. Yeah, it's from fundraising.
So you have units sold already? What's the revenue currently from that?
Right now, year to date, it's about $400,000.
One question I have is, it seems there's a ton of traction. I do wonder if there's opportunities to expand the market size by not only focusing on the South Asian demographic. I feel like you're probably 5 to 10x your market size. So can you run us through a bit the strategy long term?
Yeah, the big vision is to expand to other diasporas. That includes East Asian, African, Middle Eastern. Making clothes is making clothes. It's just adding on more silhouettes and fabric options and hiring design experts from these regions. So that is, in next year, we'll be adding on more diasporas.
So in this business, really, we're competing, or you'll be competing with attention for consumers. So customer acquisition costs keep increasing at astronomical rates. Can you share a bit more about your approach to acquiring customers and potentially the expertise your team has in doing that?
Yeah, so right now we have over 2,000 folks on a wait list, and that equates to about $500,000 in potential revenue. The reason we have 2,000 people is because in the past 10 months, we've incorporated the AI tailor and the 3D product configurator, and this I felt it's building a new business, I feel. And so we couldn't take on more customers. We could only take about 30 units a month. And so we have to re-engage those customers. And then the customer referral program, that's really important to perpetuate that 3-in-1 ratio. One customer brings in 3 more, which is great. And then based on traction, do more in-person experiences through pop-up shops and short-term residencies as a marketing ploy.
So it looks like you have quite a bit of demand already. How are you planning on expanding manufacturing so that you can meet that demand?
Yeah, in the past 10 months, I was in India for 3 weeks, 6 cities, 8 flights. And that was because I was shifting operations from North India to South India into a larger manufacturing unit and hiring people as well. It was pretty intense.
I have a question because I'm African,
Yes.
British African, and you mentioned that you also have Africa Insights as Africans. Are you planning to use the referral, this sort of, you're not planning to do much on marketing? And just thinking of the African fashion people that I know, they tend to use a lot of Instagram. That's how a lot of us tend to hear of them. If you don't tend to use any of such marketing tools, if you're coming largely from a East Asian background, how are you going to cross over to, for example, an African, Nigerian, Ghanaian? Like, how do you cross over if you're not using some of those traditional?
It's been beautiful because obviously the focus consumers are from the South Asian diaspora. So other people have attended their friends' South Asian weddings, cultural events like Diwali, religious events like Eid. And so organically, we've gotten folks from Nigerian, Ghanaian, Thai, Korean, Filipino they messaged me asking if this is something we can do for their culture. Again, that's been always the bigger vision. And hiring the design experts is really critical from those regions to move forward with that.
Great. Looks like our judges are happy. Thank you very much, Tanya. Well done on your pitch.
Thank you.
So next up, we've got So round of applause for as well, please.
I promise this slide wasn't planned, and you don't get any prize for guessing who that kid is. But just like the millions that came before me, a kid born into a family where no one had actually ventured out of the country, let alone halfway around the world. The reason why that kid is standing in front of you today is for a very simple reason, right? And a very simple conviction, which is no goal is out of reach if you set your mind to it. Sounds very simple, sounds very apropos, right next to Union Square, where, a lot of human rights have been debated and won. But when it comes to retail financial services, if there's one thing that I've learned in the last 20 years, is a lot of goals are out of reach. And the reason for that is simple. There isn't really a way to financially plan and afford a purchase that you couldn't reach otherwise. And so oftentimes people find themselves in the slippery slope of credit becoming debt, to wit $1.13 trillion in credit card debt. And that's precisely where Save Away is making it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, be able to be more thoughtful about the purchase that you're making with the support and advice of friends and family. Step 2, being able to save up for it. And step 3, be able to see it fulfilled and held in your hands. So this is our platform. You come on, you select the merchandise that you're looking for, you create a timeline. You can invite friends and family to chime in, and then you set a target date. You make an initial deposit, and lo and behold, on you go to connecting it to your source of funds to be able to save up in installments. But the same people that help advise you now also have a little bit of skin in the game and are more likely to contribute towards your goal to make the purchase by saving up in multiple ways, right? Not only your auto saving, but also the support of friends and family. The key insight from, for example, the Grameen Bank, when there is a community egging you on, you're more likely and more anti-fragile to get to your goal. Platform for the people that have tried it out is really resonating. Our active users are actually seeing more than twice as many advising them. Hence, one of our power users there talking about how the platform should be known for its thoughtfulness more than its genius. And you can see as we've gone live in 24, it's really resonated. Our go-to market, right, our marketplace, and also in the checkout flow, eBay, Etsy, and Reverb. We are aligning revenues by revenue share with the seller and also the float from the deposits and payments. The retail e-commerce use case that you're seeing is a sliver, right? You can also use this approach for down payment for mortgages. The notion of making the whole much greater than the sum of the parts by embedding behavioral science is not something that you see in the category. We have the first in our series of patents actually awarded. And this 25K will go to build on that foundation of the product that is raring to go live with the sales and a customer success specialist to help us hit the goal of $1 million in revenue with the team that we already have that has some rock stars. Jose, for example, that has a background from Macy's and Apple, and Shamir, who has a successful exit. So if anything, go to saveaway.now and join the movement to save away for what matters, whether it's as an investor in the current round that we already have commitments for, or as a power user or retail partner that you might know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Om. I need something like this to curb my consumerism, I think. Are you generating revenue right now?
Correct. It's trickling in. I would say rather than lower rather than raise expectation. I would say it's pre-revenue, but it's direct to consumer right now. And the reason why we are looking at funding is so that we can bring on a competent salesperson to work with me to close down some retailers that have already expressed interest. So our revenue from an ARR perspective right now is negligible. But we expect it to scale up because of not only interest from users, but also retail partners.
And who's actually the payer? Who's paying for this?
Yeah, so the retailer that's partnering with us is just paying a fraction of the sales that they're originating through using our platform, right? A lot of under and ill-served folks that don't qualify for the credit get turned down, we're actually able to convert, right? So we're actually increasing the addressable market for a lot of higher-end retailers.
Given you're managing money, how regulated are you, and if in any way, shape, or form?
So we are a technology or a fintech and e-commerce platform. We don't hold the funds. The funds are held in a partnering financial institution. And so the funds are with FDIC insurance. We facilitate the transfer of the funds from that escrow account to the user and back.
I have a question. So let's say I'm a user and I have my eye on the new iPhone. I put some money away and then I reach a point where actually, you know what, it's too expensive, can't go ahead with it. How easy is it to get my money back to me?
It's very straightforward. So you actually retain the liquidity of the funds that you've saved, and you can then redirect it to another purchase.
Okay.
How are you convincing retailers to onboard on your platform? And the reason I ask that is, as a retailer, I'd want my customers to buy my product now, and you have a lot of buy now, pay later providers. What is your approach to convincing retailers to join your platform?
Yeah, so we're actually very complementary to BNPL, right? Remember, people that get declined for credit, that get declined for potentially a BNPL offer, can still qualify with us. So we're adding to the net conversion capability of a seller. So we're complementary to them in that certain way. And the other thing is doing well by doing good. I think that's also really resonating with a lot of retail brands as well.
So just to follow on that, is there a time frame? So if someone's putting money to the side, how long can they continue doing it to make a purchase? Is there a time frame where you've got 6 months to a year to get this purchase complete? Because if the retailer's holding on to that product, for example,
sure.
How long does a person like me have to keep paying? How long do I have? Can I
so
take 2 years?
Yeah, currently it's half a year, so 6 months. And one of the reasons why we want to have those direct partnerships with the retailers is so that we can come up with those service level agreements that are mutually agreed upon between us and the retailer, and that can be further tailored. Does that answer your question? Sure.
How many users do you have enrolled on your platform currently? And I was curious about the friends and family component. Do they have to have accounts with Save Away to be able to do that encouragement piece?
So the flywheel is created because the users themselves are highly motivated to invite friends and family, right? Because every friend or family member that they invite increases the likelihood that they're going to get advice, get the chance that they'll get social gifting towards the goals. Every week, we're seeing over 150 plus users. And at this stage, we're not really doing any advertising. So it's mostly word of mouth, and we hope to scale that up over time. So we have well over or close to 2,000 users currently registered on the platform. And we know there's a lot more demand just based on the number of visitors that we see coming to our platform every month, which is closer to 10,000.
One last question. You said you monetize 5% over the transaction, the final transaction. Are there any costs in between for moving the money to escrow and stuff, and who carries those costs?
Yeah, so that's a great question, right? So 5% is with the seller, but on the other side of the equation, when the funds are being held in that escrow, it's also accruing what's called spread or float income. So depending on the interest rate environment, we can make another 5% there. And then for larger retailers, we will have SaaS subscription that will allow them to use us as a widget. So if you go to Nike.com, you can use Save Away as an option. So those are the other revenue options. The bigger vision, if you will, is around the data set of purchase intent that can be aggregated and anonymized in creating a world of good to empower buyers and sellers.
Great. Thank you very much, Shom, and thank you, judges. Round of applause.
Thank you.
We're actually now coming to our final pitch. Just go through these appendix slides. Ben, would you love to take the stage, please?
Good evening. Thank you, everyone, for being here. First, let me tell you a story. Recently, a store almost linked my phone number to someone else's credit card when I tried to sign up for their loyalty program. Frustrating, right? That's why my team and I have came together to build a better loyalty program. My name is Ying, and I'm the CMO and co-founder of Startbook. Did you know that 43% of merchants are wasting money on loyalty programs that consumers don't use? And this number is much higher for underserved businesses with limited resources. These inconvenient programs require consumers to download app, repeatedly provide information, and cause headaches during the process, like my example earlier. And that's where we come in. Startbook is a loyalty program that offers easy enrollment with no app download or registration. Consumers can easily tap to earn rewards using NFC technology. So once consumers tap their phone on the merchant's NFC card, an instant app will pop up, allowing them to interact with the loyalty program. Many underserved businesses have low digital literacy and limited access to consumer data. Startbook will provide merchants with access to detailed consumer insights, allowing them to provide a more personalized experience, leading to increased repeat businesses and higher sales. Our product is affordable. We charge merchants a monthly fee of $39 a month. This model will help create transparency and enhance the experience for the merchants, especially the underserved businesses with limited budget and slim margin. In the long term, our revenue stream will expand to include data monetization and marketing services. So overall, we're differentiated from our competitors in two ways. First, we offer a seamless product for consumers and merchants with easy enrollment, minimal setup, and flexible point-of-sale system integration, which I'll touch on next. Second, our modern technology and minimal setup enable us to provide a predictable and most competitive pricing in the market. Our target market has a lot of opportunities. We'll first focus on F&B, retail, and entertainment local merchants located in New York and New Jersey because many of them lack loyalty program resources and the markets here allow for rapid expansion. We also support merchants with and without point-of-sale system. We're currently integrated with Clover POS and have plans to integrate with more systems in the future. We're currently wrapping up our MVP development and already have 6 stores interested in switching to our products from competitor solutions. Upon successful beta testing, we have a sales lead of more than 1,000 stores. To capture this market, we'll partner with merchants to create exclusive rewards for our loyalty program. This strategy will help us onboard additional merchants while increase consumer participation. We'll also create an online community to connect merchants with consumers, and that will help boost merchant exposure while promote partnership across businesses. So with our current resources, we're able to onboard around 50 merchants by the end of the year. Currently, we're raising our pre-seed round of $300,000. And if we achieve this, it will lead to a 6-fold increase in our customer base and annual run rate revenue. Here's our plan. With the prize money, we're looking to ramp up our product development, execute our marketing and sales strategies that I mentioned earlier, and enhance our internal operations. Our team has experience in building solution and system, helping clients adopt to new technology, and have scaled and exited startup in the past. Understanding loyalty program frustrations, our skilled and passionate team is the best team to build the best loyalty program and bring it to market. With Tapper, consumers and merchants will have a more seamless and convenient loyalty program experience. And we hope that you will help join us on this journey to help support local businesses. Thank you.
Over to our judges for a final round of questions.
Going back to the market opportunity, you said that the total addressable market is about $2 billion. Do you have any way to expand that? Because for an investor, that's too small. Because at the end, if your market achievable is $200 million, in order to make money, you need to have like 100% of that market, which is difficult. So are you already thinking about a way to expand what you do in other verticals, in other sector? Because the technology is interesting, but you need to find ways to make it bigger.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, we're targeting B2C merchants for loyalty programs. We also have people come up to us for a different use case. For example, if you're hosting an event and people are coming in and check in and they just do it manually. You write your name down, you write your email down. That could take a lot of time, especially for big events like this. So we can use our product to do event check-in. And then if a lot of people coming into an event that, someone organized it multiple times, maybe there's a reward in there for them. So that's just another use case. Maybe also expanding to universities, potentially like doing something similar or working with the merchants on campus, working with the university stores, things like that could work as well. Thank you.
You mentioned a price point of $39, is that right?
Yes.
How did you calculate that? And is that going to sustain the business long term, that price point?
Yes. So we're looking at the pricing that our competitors offer and see how it is in the whole market. And with the cost, when it comes to cost, our only hardware cost right now is the NFC card. But in the future, we're planning to do phone-to-phone tapping, so that will take away the hardware cost. And then we also have costs for infrastructure and potentially point-of-sale system integration. So our cost is very minimal, and we see that by offering a lower price point than our competitors, we still have like a big margin. Thank you.
Is there potentially a way to integrate the sign-up with payment? Because I see point-of-sale providers really easy. Credit card, and I get my points. So I'm wondering if there's opportunity.
Yeah, so this would need more research. We can work with the point-of-sale system and see if that's a possible path. This would require us to capture a bigger market share, big enough for us to have leverage over these point-of-sale system. Or maybe in the future, we'll become a point-of-sale system ourselves, and that would definitely work.
You mentioned, at least in our content that we got online, consumer insight that merchants would get.
Yep.
What kind of insight would they get, and how would that help their business?
Yes. So we're going to integrate with point-of-sale systems, so we can essentially get the sales order. So with the sales order, it will help us shaping the customer's profile, and that will be exceptionally useful for the merchants to understand, okay, this customers usually buy these things, maybe we should offer rewards in that kind of drinks or food or whatever it is. And then also, not just at this coffee shop, but let's say this customer go to a bakery and they buy these things. Merchants will not have access to the sales data of other stores, and that would paint a better picture of this customer and then use that to enhance the customer experience.
I think our judges are happy then. Congratulations, Ewan.
Thank
Take a seat. So that concludes our pitches this evening. I hope, round of applause for all of our pitches. As you will see, I've just started a 45-minute timer. So what is going to happen next? Our panel, our esteemed panel here, is now going to retire to the deliberation room upstairs. And they're going to look at all their scores, average their scores, and see who they think the top 4 winners are. Meanwhile, while our judges are upstairs, our wonderful audience here, you're going to get the chance to vote for who you thought was the best. Thank you so much, everyone. So what's going to happen now is we're going to announce the 4 category winners. You saw 8 startups tonight. There's 2 in each category. The first of those categories is health and wellness. And each category, a judge is going to come up, present the check to the winner, going to take a little photo, and then we're going to announce the audience award at the end as well. And then once we've done with the awards, there'll be more time for networking, drinks, food, etc. The moment of truth. The category winner for health and wellness. Cynthia, can you get you up on the stage, please? And let's get the check prepared. So this is between our 2 first pitches, so glubbs and PIGPUG. And the winner, this was actually the closest, by the way. So the judges went up to deliberation upstairs. These startups scored the exact same across all 5 judges. And so the judges sat there for quite a while deliberating who should win this. So it was very close. But the winner of the $25,000 for health and wellness is glubbs. Fiki, do you want to come to the stage? Come to the stage, Fiki. Good. Shake that. Congratulations, Fiki. Is there anything you wanted to say just before you head down?
Thank you so much for believing in my company. Also, a shout out to PIGPUG. I think they're doing really great work, so I'm honored to be in your caliber. But for the judges, thank you for seeing my vision. I want this company, I want glubbs to be like the Spanx of disposable gloves. No one's really thinking about it. We just wear them and take them off. And if more people know that they're lying around for the amount of time that they do, I think that they would make the switch. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fiki. Our next category is B2B Innovations. These 2 startups were PolyDub, if you remember PolyDub, and TimeStat. And Kurt is going to present the award, if we can get the check ready as well. The winner of the $25,000 B2B Innovations Award is PolyDub. Congratulations, Summer. Come to the stage. Oh, yeah. Do you want to just say, is there anything you wanted to say before you go?
Right. Thank you all so much for the support. It's been awesome to meet so many people today who are interested in PolyDub, who have offered to make intros, so really appreciate that. And of course, thanks to all the organizers for putting on this event and putting so many cool people in a room. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Summer. Congratulations. So our third category, community betterment. So these startups you'll remember as Lulo and West by East. And the winner of the 25,000 Community Betterment Award is Lulo. Big hands, Michelle. Yeah. Great. And do you want to say a couple words, Sarah?
Thank you all so much. We're so grateful for this, and this really means a lot to our team, and we're deeply appreciative of organizing today, but also behind the scenes for many months. There's been a lot of mentorship and opportunities to get feedback that have really helped us shape this, so we're deeply appreciative. And also want to give a huge shout out to West by East. Amazing work, and yeah, excited to continue to follow along, but thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. And our final category was financial empowerment. So you'll remember these startups was Save Away and TAPURC. And we're going to have Daria presenting this one. And so the winner of the $25,000 Financial Empowerment Award is TAPURC. Congratulations. Oh, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you, everyone, for believing in us. Thank you, all the mentors, my team, and everyone who has helped me along this way. Really appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Owen. And the final award, the audience award, as chosen by you tonight, which Simone is going to help us present. So this was actually quite a landslide victory. I think this person got double the number of votes that the next person actually got. So it was very clear this was the winner. And so the winning pitch for the audience award tonight goes to Lulo again. So Lulo, congratulations. Congratulations. Do you want to add anything else to your previous speech?
I'll let Danny take it
now. Hi, folks. I am Danny, and we are so honored that this work has resonated with y'all, and just humbled by this. As someone from the Bronx who grew up on benefits, this is really personally important to me, and we're just, so again, humbled, honored to be among such amazing founders. Amazing, just like hearing these amazing questions and such interest. Again, very thankful for this opportunity, and keep an eye out for Lulo.
Congratulations to all our winners, and also congratulations to our other finalists who didn't quite get the award, but you made it this far. Congratulations. It's a real, over 117 applications all the way to now. You've done incredibly, all of you. Well done. I just want to invite Yanki and Ying to the stage just to close us out before we hand over to Doug as well. Yanki, over to you.
So thank you so much, everyone. This was a team effort. Thank you to Max. He came all the way here from London. And if any of you have business pitch competitions or other ideas where you could use his incredible platform, please don't be shy. Approach him. Thank you, everyone. And I want to thank Maria and Tshering, who were on all the Zoom meetings with us while we were going through the process. Is there anything, Ying, you want?
We're going to big shout out to Katie from Venture Mentor team. And we would love to support you all along your journey and be part of the family. Thank you for coming.
But Accompany Capital, we're never shy about shining a light on our entrepreneurs, clients. The food that was catered, Eat Offbeat, is one of our clients. They've been covered in Forbes, Fast Company. The food is incredible. Today we had the hors d'oeuvres, but you have to taste the main dishes. It's just exceptional. So do consider hiring them for any events you have at your company. And then another client we have who is doing extremely well is the coffee company Booney. We have gifts for our judges. I wish we could have gifts for everyone, but that's going to be a little difficult. And then the judges have done such an incredible job. So we also have, thank you, Ying. You see why I need Ying's support. We also included some cocktails, Wandering Barman Cocktails. This is another incredible client we have. We funded their facility, manufacturing facility in Brooklyn. Hopefully next year we get to talk about some of the tech startups we are making loans to or supporting with technical assistance, with assistance from Ying. Thank you, everyone. Good night. See you next year.
Just before we close out, we're also going to hand over to Doug to say a few words as well. And finalists, just to give you a heads up, after we've finished up here, please do come up to the front. We're going to take another photo with all of you. So finalists, come up at the end. But Doug, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Max. I really appreciate it. And thanks for being here with us tonight. And all of you, thanks for being here. Special thanks to you, Ying. We had coffee back in August or September, and we were sitting downstairs saying, let's do something together. And fast forward, here we are. So thank you so much.
I want to also thank Julie Sample, if she's still here. Yes, I want to thank her for making the connection this time, actually.
I just want to let you guys know that the next meetup will be Monday, April 8th. We're going to have companies in the blockchain space demo their latest, and we'll send special announcements to you along with registration soon. And thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed the demos and the judging. And that's it. Good night.